Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between FC Barcelona and Mallorca, and in this game Barcelona has won 1-0 away from home, and this was a very intense match, a match that did show a lot of frustration from both sides. So there needed to be a very aggressive approach against Mallorca in order for us to achieve the 3 points, because Mallorca came into this game knowing exactly how they wanted to approach Barcelona. They approached aggressively, they wanted to make those tackles, they wanted to make those fights, they wanted to make those comments, but in the end Barcelona has responded, and now we are in 5th place. So if you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. But before we go into the rest of this video, I do want to talk about the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is the best football app you could find within the App Store. If you guys want to find out about the latest player news or team news, if you guys want to follow any specific club team and whatever's going on with that club, you would be able to find the latest facts, the latest stats, the latest stories on who you are following within the OneFootball app. All of that is going to be compact within one application, and that is again the OneFootball app. Again, if you guys do want to support this channel, be sure to use the link in the description box down below. It'll take you straight to the App Store. You would be able to download it, and then from there you'll be all set up, and then it's going to ask you who do you want to follow, and then you'll be set and done from there. It's a very easy process. Again, if you guys do want to support this channel, follow and download the OneFootball app through this link. But now let's go back into the video. So what I am going to be doing here is talk about the first half and then the second half, and then give my overall conclusion of this game. But let me tell you guys, in the first half, this Barcelona squad showed a lot of fluidity, and what really impressed me the most about this Barcelona squad is that they were very hyperactive. And one of the players that really stood out within those first 20 minutes, it was Riqui Puig, because he knew exactly where every player was positioned. He knew exactly when to switch play, when to press, and because of him we kept the ball in the final third area, which is why we saw players like Ilias and Jugla become very active. And you can see that these two players like Ilias and Jugla wanting to succeed, they made those dribbles, they looked very aggressive. And then moving on to Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez defensively was rock solid. Of course, offensively he was a rock star, but defensively he was really needed, and he really showed that he was very efficient. And because Barcelona were dominating in this game, because we saw them have around 75 to 78% possession within the first 25 minutes, the two players that I would say really stood out the most, it was Nico Gonzalez and Riqui Puig, because they disrupted Mallorca's game. And Mallorca also did not fall that easy. They knew exactly what they wanted. They pressed, they counterattacked, they took advantage of Barcelona's high line, but Nico and Riqui Puig wanted to be there and really give a fight towards Mallorca. But here's the one thing that I do want to speak on, and that is going to be about Luuk De Jong, because yes, Riqui Puig, Nico Gonzalez, we saw Eric Garcia, all of these players stand out, but the one player that really stood out, it was Luuk De Jong. And I'm not saying that Luuk De Jong was the best player on the field. The reason why he stood out the most is because he was the most improved player on the field. And it's so crazy to me to see that Xavi can make Luuk De Jong look this dangerous, because what we saw tonight was a Luuk that was very confident, someone that was very eager to score. Like for example, on the 28th minute, we saw Nico Gonzalez make a flick pass to Luuk De Jong. He hit the ball and hit the post, and we're like, man, like that was so close. And then like about a minute later, he almost scored a crazy bicycle kick, and only if that went in, I probably would have went crazy, because the timing and the velocity of that bicycle kick was perfect. I just really wish Luuk De Jong scored that goal, because he really did deserve it. This is exactly what Ronald Koeman meant when he did say that Luuk De Jong is better in the air. We see things like this. We saw him become very dominant in the air. The problem was that under Ronald Koeman, there was no real system in place to back him up to really make Luuk De Jong look this effective. But because Xavi Hernandez is now the coach of Barcelona, he does add the fluidity, he does add the intensity, he does give the permission towards Luuk De Jong to be very creative, and we start to see a side of Luuk that we have not seen before. So we're like, okay, it's only a matter of time before we see Luuk get his first goal, because within those first 2 chances, you can see that he was very close. And funny enough, on the 44th minute, we did see the goal come in. Luuk De Jong was given a great cross coming from Mingueza. Luuk De Jong hits the ball with his head, and it goes to the top left corner, and we're like, yes, this is what we want. This is the Luuk that we want to see. This is the version of Luuk that we have been waiting for the past 2 months, and now he is here. And I remember when he did score that goal, I was asking, I'm like, okay, like this is a real question. I want you guys to like really answer this question in the comment sections down below. If Xavi Hernandez continues to bring this version of Luuk De Jong on the field, right, consistently, should we maintain this player? Because I have no problem with Luuk being the way he is like right now, and him becoming that plan B and that plan C. The main problem before was that Luuk didn't contribute into anything. Like no matter what we did, Luuk was not doing nothing. But now we have seen the plan B and the plan C, and it has really worked. worked. Because usually when we see a bad player, not a bad player, but someone that does not simply fit within that club and we know that he is an outsider, it could be for whatever club, right? We usually say that, okay, there's no way he can be efficient, he needs to move somewhere else, because there was just no solutions for this team to function in order for that player to really be efficient. But with Luuk De Jong tonight, we actually found a way. There was a system in place that would be able to make Luuk De Jong a very dangerous player, to look like a Zlatan inside the box. And that one way is by making those crosses, to be in those positions where you could score. And we saw that tonight. And I'm very, very happy that Luuk has stepped up and brought Barcelona 1-0 up before the first half did finish. But now let's move on towards the second half. And in the second half, we're not going to go into great detail. And the main reason why we're not is because in the second half, it was a completely different game. Like, let me tell you guys, there were so many moments where I thought that Barcelona were going to concede. Because in the second half, Mallorca brought a very even match. And it wasn't because Barcelona dropped their intensity. No, they kept their level. But the problem was that Mallorca picked up their level. This also showed that Barcelona were in their last string of options. Within the second half, we saw Nico come out, Mingueza come out, because they have encountered some sort of muscle sprains, some sort of pulled muscle, who knows. But because of that, because we saw Mingueza and Nico out, the formation had to change. We saw many Barcelona B players come in that we have not seen before. This second half was an example on where Barcelona is at physically. We had a total of 16 players out, and it came to a point where we saw many brand new faces. We had to change formation, and we're like, okay, what else can possibly go wrong? And I felt like, right, many of us felt like Mallorca was going to find that first goal, because nothing was going good for us within those first 25 minutes of the second half. Like, it was a very intense and frustrating second half. Like, Barcelona were almost losing control. Yes, these players kept composure, we continued to press, we looked very hyperactive, but if we were to look at the total amount of fouls conceded, this was on the 85th minute. Mallorca had a total of 19 fouls conceded and Barcelona had a total of 22, so it did start to become a very dirty game where we did not really see much football compared to the first half. But look, of course, if you were to ask me, like, who would be one of the players that you would say really impressed you the most in the second half, I would continue to say Nico Gonzalez, because his one touch under pressure from Mallorca was superb. But in the end, I can't really say much. This game in the second half, it was full of like bad talks, comments, fouls. It was way more of that than actual football. But I'm glad that within those last 10 minutes, Barcelona responded against Mallorca's very dirty plays. On the 89th minute, we saw Mallorca have a huge chance for them to level 1-1. But if it wasn't for Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Barcelona would have conceded. Marc-Andre ter Stegen really stepped up today. He made that brilliant save in the last 1 to 2 minutes of that second half. If that was some other goalkeeper, that ball probably would have gone inside the net. But because we had Marc-Andre ter Stegen, he saved Barcelona. He saved Barcelona from conceding, and he was one of the reasons why Barcelona came out with 3 points. Thank God that Marc-Andre ter Stegen made that save. Because to be very honest, the way that we saw these Barcelona players compete on the field, to see how dirty they had to go against these players, that save really needed to happen. And I'm so glad that ter Stegen has delivered. We want to continue to see this goalkeeper be on form, continue to show his best version of himself in every game, because these little details like this is what's going to lead us towards titles, towards us being in a great position within La Liga. So if we really think about it, looking at this whole picture of this whole game, this was a Barcelona team that did suffer. We suffered as fans. These players, for what we had, we did really well. And I cannot wait to see this Barcelona club have its full strength, to have every player back, because Xavi Hernandez really does need it. And I also want to give props towards two players that has been taking a lot of hits the most in the past 3-4 months, and that has been Luuk De Jong and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. These are two players that have not been showing their best level, but in this game against Mallorca, these are two players, Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Luuk De Jong, who really did stand out and delivered Barcelona the 3 points. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona post-match review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.